Welcome to DIY Detail. I'm Ivan, and today we're going to do a waterless wash at a trade show. Come on down. The car has a lot of dust on it, which is perfect for a waterless wash. Waterless wash is not something you'll do on a very dirty vehicle. Dusty, that's what we want to do. First thing, folding the towels. Traditionally, when we're detailing, we fold our towels in 4. But for a waterless wash, you actually want to fold your towels in 6. So fold in half and then 1/3 and 1/3. That gives you a thicker towel, therefore less pressure points and more sides to work with, because it's important to have enough sides that you're picking up the dirt and not spreading it over the vehicle. Taking the waterless wash, you want to spray it on the surface, but you don't want to get the surface overly wet. You don't want to waste product, but at the same time you want even coverage. So I'm just misting it on the surface. And then we let it work for a few seconds. Let it emulsify the dirt, let it encapsulate it, and separate it from the surface. Once we've done that, we'll take our towel, and as we're moving the towel along, we roll it up. And you can see the dirt that I picked up there. So I'll start at a little higher area. And no pressure on the towel, and you can see the line of dirt there. So I'm going to go to another side on the towel. So my line is there, so I'm actually going to start higher than the line. Move it across. Now you see the second line there. So that side is used, that side is used. So I'll just unfold and refold to get to another side. Once I have half of the hood done, I take my drying towel. Now this one, I'll keep it folded in 4. Goal here is to even out the surface, make sure we don't have any streaks. Then we're good to go. I can go to the other half, continue there, but I'm going to be doing demos all day here, so we don't want to make it all clean for you. Now here, on the mirror, we have some bug remnants. So we'll spray it on a little thicker on the bug remnants and let that dwell while I do the window here. So just a light mist on the window, and I can do the door while I'm here. Since I'm not in direct sunlight, I can let it sit, let it emulsify, let it do its job. Now, time to refold this towel. I used 3 sides so far. So now I'll fold it back the other way. Now I have 3 new sides to work with. A little less dust on the sides, so I'm not worried about scratching. And again, you're not doing this on a dirty vehicle, you're doing this on a dusty vehicle. So if you're taking your car to a car show, a waterless wash, that's what you want to do. You want to wash it before you leave the home, then use the waterless wash. We'll let that dwell just a little bit longer. Take our drying towel, finish cleaning the glass, no streaks. This could be termed a precision wash because I can keep it to 1 panel and just keep it that way. Let's check out the bird dropping here and the little bugs, see how they do. Wipes right off. And again, no pressure on the towel. And we follow up and bring it to a shine. On the roof here, Got another bird dropping that one's been there all week. So we'll let it give it a little shot, let it dwell, and then spray the rest of the roof. Now, if you're working with an SUV and you're not quite as tall as the SUV is, one little trick is to actually open the door. By opening the door, I can get a lot closer to this roof and I can actually get to the halfway point. I'll get to the halfway point. Again, we can see the dirt on the towel, so I'm going to flip to a new side. I'm going to go around that little bird dropping. Let it dwell just a little bit longer. And then from there, I'm going to put the towel on it and dab instead of trying to scrape it away. Because it can be abrasive, and if you have abrasive particles and you're scratching them across the surface, not a good idea. So we have another little bug gut there that's a little more tenacious. Give it another little shot, let it sit for a minute. Another use for a waterless wash is cleaning the inside. So let's flip the camera around and show you the door here. The White Detail Waterless Wash has a bit of ceramic in it, so it's not something you want to use on the interior windows because anything that's hydrophobic, you don't want to put that in your windows, it can cause fogging. But for the door panel itself, super easy. I'm not going to spray on the panel. Never spray any interior cleaner on your panels. Spray it on your towel. Then we can go over the panel with the towel. And while it's still wet, pick it up with a second towel. That way you've emulsified the dirt, lifted it off the surface, and while it's in suspension, we take it away with the secondary towel. Now, one other thing I like to do while I have the towel in my hand is clean my glasses. You can see they're not exactly clean. And now I have clean glasses. Let me do the other side too. Don't want to have a lopsided vision. Now, once you've cleaned the whole outside of the vehicle, your towels are going to have still a little moisture in them. We can go for one last thing. For your wheels, your towels are a little wet, not a concern. We're going to actually spray it on the wheel and the tire. And then let it dwell on the tire a little longer, but on the wheel face itself, we can go around with the towel, inspecting the towel, making sure that it's not overly dirty here. Making sure we're getting inside all these little spokes, all these areas. And then we take our drying towel. Dry the surface. And finally the tire. And that's the last thing your towels will do before they go to the laundry basket. And dry this off. And now we have a nice clean wheel, we have a nice clean tire, and a partially clean vehicle because we'll be doing a lot of demos on it later today. A few things to keep in mind when using a waterless wash. Use a Freebird 400. You don't want a low nap towel. This is the one time that you want that nice fluffy towel. Second thing again is folding. So for our washing towel, we want to fold it in 6, not in 4, to give us a little more thickness and more sides to work with. Finally, the one I use as a drying towel becomes my washing towel. So after I've used all 12 sides of this, then I can take the towel I was using for drying, turn it into my washing towel, and keep rotating like that. A vehicle like this, you should go through 3 to 4 towels. It's not that bad. Now, if you remember, we sprayed on that bug gut up here. Just gonna re-wet it because it had dried. Now it's gone. Waterless wash does not replace a rinseless wash, and a rinseless wash does not replace a waterless wash. Rinseless wash is meant to be used with a wet wash media, whereas a waterless wash is meant to be used with a dry wash media. That's the big difference between the two. And trying to make a rinseless wash into a waterless wash, yes, it can work for just light dust, but it doesn't have the surfactants necessary to do the job properly. Remember, you're diluting the rinseless wash, whereas the waterless wash, you use it straight. It is designed for this job. Like I said, you can use a rinseless for this. It's not the ideal tool. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, or ideas, leave them below. And there's another video you might want to watch. It's right here.